Another fabrication on factor 16. I'm going to jump to factor 16 since we're talking about the Ritz Theater. Factor 16 is any other relevant factor troubling statements by the father. Father testified that he knew the exact date when the child got her menstrual cycle. He testified to this on multiple occasions. So, being the fact that her birthday is May 6th and she got her menstrual cycle almost 1 week after her birthday, we were actually at the Ritz Theater when this happened. And right before they started performing, she told me she had to use the bathroom. And when she went to use the bathroom, she then told me that she was bleeding. And I just kind of started panicking because I was like, I was not expecting this. This was her ninth birthday. First thing I did was call her mother, and I was calling her mother back to back. Her mother didn't pick up. There was a lot of women at this event that I already knew, so I ran to them and situation under control. Dee Dee was just like laughing hysterically the entire time. But this was used against me because I remembered the exact date that this happened. And this was a milestone. This was something that, my daughter is becoming a woman. Like this is something that, I'm just like, I thought it was a good thing that I remember something like this. Like that's just the type of father I am. As you can see, that happened on May 12th, 2022. You can see the post. And the very next day, May 13th, I post on Facebook, never seen myself bagging up maxi pads to keep in my car and truck for emergency situations. So after this, I was pretty much prepared. I was ready. I was like, if ever I'm, getting off of work and I'm picking Sadie up in my truck, or I'm on my way to work and I have to drop her off with her mom, I have them in my truck. If ever we're somewhere and something happens, I have them in my car. And I bagged these up and from now on kept in my glove compartment in my car. Book bag, she always had some in her book bag just in case. I started learning about her menstrual cycle. Though one of the things I started doing was I downloaded a tracker. I started tracking her menstrual cycle. As you can see, the judge says it's troubling. It's troubling that I remember the exact day that my daughter got her menstrual cycle. So this was in May, June, July. 2 months later, I said, "Do you think we should get Dee Dee into a gynecologist since she's having periods?" And this was 3 days after that. Okay, she's on her cycle again, so she will need her pad changed. So I will send some in the book bag. And next, I say, I need to put Dee Dee's period on her tracker. When did it start? So September 12th. I said, what day did her period start? Where I was expecting her cycle to come between Friday and today. Did it show up yet? She says no. And then again, October 20th. What day did her cycle start? Something was brought up about when she started her menstrual cycle, and I said the exact date. So that's when the judge started trying to use that against me, saying it's troubling that I remember the exact date that my daughter got her menstrual cycle. And one of the things that I did was I went through the phone and got all the text messages and any documentation I could find in regards to my daughter's menstrual cycle. So everything that I showed you is what I had brought to the day 2 of custody trial, and I presented it to the judge to prove that this is just the type of father I am. I submitted all of these text messages to the judge, and she still used that against me numerous times.